Hello again, and in this video we're going to practice Module 1 R Fundamentals, Lesson 1 Getting Started with R. This practice will be done in RStudio. Once you're in RStudio, you want to open a new script, you want to save that script, and so choose the directory you'd like to save this in. I'm going to name the file Module 1 Lesson 1. Make sure the spaces are right here. Lesson 1 underscore practice. Save it. Okay. And so what we're going to do first is just type in a message. And this is what we do, of course, to indicate that there's a comment. As soon as you put one hashtag like this, it will recognize as a comment. You see that the font color has changed. Typically when I'm trying to explain an overall document, I'll put 2 hashtags. So this is a script that serves as practice for Module 1. Lesson 1. Getting started with R. So notice that in order to wrap around to the next line, I again had to use the comment symbol, the hashtag, in order to do that. If I hadn't done that, then if I took these away, this would show up and be recognized as code that would need to be run. So we want to make sure anytime we have a new line and we're still using a comment that we use the hashtag symbol. Okay, so what is typical when you create, and this is mentioned in the presentation under organization for an R script, is that you want to, for longer comments, you want to put them at the beginning before the code. And so what I'm going to do here, in terms of organization, talk about packages that we're going to want to download and or load. So I'm going to write a message here, typical in R scripts to begin with package installation and or loading any required packages. Okay, so now in the next line, in order to install a package, I'm going to enter the code install.packages, and the particular package that I'd like to install is called the mass package. So I'm going to use quotes for that. Type in mass, and then I'm going to do a couple spaces, put another comment in here to indicate that command will install the mass package. Now you're going to get very used to some of these commands. Install.packages is very straightforward. It's not as if you have to comment every line, but it is just good practice to clarify what you're doing at times, and a lot of times for your own benefit, so that when you're going back and using a script, you can quickly recall what the purpose of each line is. And then next, after installing this package, we need to load the package, and that's done using the library mass. And I'm going to also put a comment in there. Loads mass package. Okay, so what we'll do first is we're going to highlight the slide here. We're going to click Run. As you can see, you have a message here that has indicated that the package has now been installed. and then next you still need to require that package. Now there is a warning message here that the mass package was built under R version 3.4.1. These messages aren't necessarily a big deal. May not be any loss of functionality if there's a different package of R that you're using, but it's sort of a heads up message that perhaps this package may not be functioning 100% optimally. It's still going to work. I've seen it in my experience. I've seen this type of message a number of times, so nothing to be alarmed about. All right. Next thing we'll do, we'll go back to our script, and we're going to, in the next line, indicate that we are going to establish our working directory. Now, first you can check your working directory by the getwd command, like that, and I'll just indicate that indicates the current working directory. So let's go ahead and run that, and you can see that currently my working directory is my documents. So if I did want to switch that, and I'm not saying that you want to switch out of that for any reason, I just wanted to show you that if you want to switch out of that working directory to something else, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my desktop, which I will put in the desktop address. This is, of course, personal to me, but it will be something different for you. Okay. And I'm just going to put a comment that I have set working directory to desktop. And so you can run that line. All right, and good illustration there. Looks like I have made a mistake. Not intentionally, but it's told me that there was a problem with the use of the U here. Might just be that my slashes need to go the other direction. All right, no big deal. I'm not going to tell you if I intended to show an error message there, but this sometimes is could be the reason. So I'm going to try that one more time. All right, and that time it worked. All right, so notice I didn't get panicked by the error message. I knew that what could be the possibility. I had copied this address location, and what R recognizes is actually instead of the forward slash, the backslash, instead of the backslash, the forward slash was needed, so I changed it to that format. All right, and so just to make sure that that went through, now when I do getwd, all right, which is going to verify change in working directory, I will run that, and now what's showing in the console is that in fact the working directory has been changed to my desktop. All right, so my next section of code, I'm just going to show you some help functions that we can use. Help on packages and functions. So let's say that we're interested in getting help on this mass package that we just downloaded. So in order to do that, if I want to just got to get general information on the package, I can go help, parentheses, package equals mass. And I'm going to also say that this will get information on mass package. All right, so we run that. And if you look to the lower right window in our tabs, notice that the Help tab has been called up. And then we have, and for example, I could click on the description file and learn about the authors, different information, when it was created or updated. This was the original idea of this particular package was used to support a textbook with statistics textbook, and it contains a number of different data sets. Now, one of the things that I recall I've used this package before, and with all the data, you may be interested in running a regression. There's been an indication that the GLM function would be of use here. So let's just say I want to get help on a function named GLM, which I'll indicate that this will get help on GLM function. So if I run that, GLM stands for Generalized Linear Models, and its usage is indicated here. It tells me what elements are needed within the function, and I can keep scrolling down and get a lot of information on that particular function. Now, another way I could do the same thing is by using the question mark symbol and then typing in GLM. Of course, that will do the same thing. So same as help GLM. So just to show you that, I run it, and same window comes up as before. Now, if I'm just a bit more curious about this phrase GLM in general, I could go help.search parentheses GLM. I'm going to say get keyword information on GLM. And so what I mean there, if I run that, okay, now you're getting different search results that have GLM as part of the various links. So these are examples, kind of in some cases, situations where the mass package was used, but it's just getting a lot of links around the GLM function. If I want to view an example of how GLM is used, I can go example GLM, okay, and this is going to provide an example on GLM function. So I run that. Oops. And notice that what happened here is that I ran not the entire expression, so I'm missing a parentheses. So I'll fill that in. And so what's done is there's an example of a regression being run. All right, so I can just look at the results. And there's a lot of different types of regression that you can do with GLM. So here's the data set, and shows the selection of the dependent variable along with independent variables, and this was a Poisson regression that was done. So whether you're doing Poisson, linear, or kind of multivariate, linear type regression, simple linear multivariate, you can use the GLM function. So this concludes the practice for lesson 1.